All right, and we are live. Welcome to Chords and Chaos, my friends. How's your day going?
Doing pretty good. How about yours?
Not too bad. A little tired, but that's normal.
Feel you on that.
I got my caffeine now, so I'm good.
Nice.
Just drinking the new Coca-Cola Orange Cream.
Oh, I
It's
haven't tried
actually,
it yet. We're
it's
actually drinking.
actually,
We're drinking Coke too, but just the regular old one, basically.
yeah. This one's actually pretty good, but I will say they could have upped the orange flavor on there very
Yeah.
much so. It's very mild. It's almost like regular vanilla Coke.
Oh wow.
Try it at some point.
Yeah.
I've seen
I
it.
love
I've
it.
seen it in
It's
the
pretty
store.
good. It's pretty good. So, if you don't mind, introduce yourselves and tell me who you are and what you do in the band.
I'm Kyle. I play guitar.
And I'm Will, and I play guitar. The other guys couldn't be here today.
No, dude, you guys are making some amazing noise right now, and I love everything you're doing. And how I found you was the Ghost Killers Facebook page.
Okay.
They post everything, and I started scrolling down, and I seen the lead singer for y'all's band, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, this dude's amazing, and I was like, everything y'all have going, vocals, the guitar playing, the drums, everything is on point. And
Thank you.
I,
Thank you.
I look for that when I interview somebody. Like it's got to be something that it's gonna actually draw a crowd. Like I got some lower tier bands that I brought on that I want to help out, but I feel like you guys are for sure making a storm.
Thank you.
We're trying.
Yep. Yep.
It's hard.
Yeah. So how long have y'all been a band for?
Since 2019.
2019. Okay. And
The first 2 years were slow, but it's
right. I
we
mean, it'd
didn't
be
really
like
start
that.
playing until later. But
Now, you're out of where? Pennsylvania.
yeah, South Central Pennsylvania, like Carlisle, Shippensburg. Right
Yeah.
in that area.
Okay. I got family. If you've ever heard of Tatame,
I don't
it's
think I
over.
have.
It's over close to Allentown.
Okay,
Yeah.
we know where Allentown's at. Okay.
Yeah. It's actually I think it's near Nazareth or however you say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. I don't know my demographics of Pennsylvania, but all that. But yeah. How did y'all come up with the name?
Well, it was our old bass player. His kids were watching. What was the show? Was it Doc
Doc
McStuffins?
McStuffins,
Doc
yeah.
McStuffins.
Yeah.
And it was something that they were playing with one of those things that you remember when you were a kid, those things you look through and you change. I forget what they're called.
Yeah. The red little things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this
Yeah.
person in the show was trying to jam like a few of those in the thing at once. And at one point it was Dinosaurs in Paris, and they said that. And then Jesse, our old bass player, came to the practice space with it, was like, what about this name? And we were all like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
like we hate it now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
back then we didn't know what we were going to be, so we were just like, yeah, we'll go with that.
It's unique though, it's not like this normal name that's like somebody has. Like I see so many bands that have the same freaking name, and I'm like, yo, come up with something else, dude. Like be original. Don't take something else that somebody else has. Because when you go Google search that shit, you got 19 other people that are popping up,
Yep.
So you want to make something unique. But hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna look up some questions here I got for y'all. I got them somewhere locked away in these notes files. I got to make a folder. I got too many notes.
Mhm.
Where'd they go? Now I can't find them.
I know what that's like. I forget shit all the time.
He'd forget his
Right.
answer.
Very true. Very true.
Damn. Now I really can't find them. I guess I'll just go off the top of my head for now for a moment.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find them. I know they're in here. I got bands locked in that I have scheduled, but I can't find my damn questions. Okay, what was the first concert that you guys ever attended?
What do you get?
My first one was Fuel and Aerosmith in 1996, I believe. 96 or 97. It was either one of those two.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I think mine. I didn't go to concerts when I was real young. My first big concert wasn't until like 2007, and I went and saw Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh,
So it was fun.
Now, how long have y'all been playing guitar for?
Oh my heavens. I've been at it since I've been 7 years old, so what is that? 34.
Long ass time.
Long ass time.
I didn't start playing until I was probably like 14 or so, middle school age.
I like the setup you got back there. I just now noticed that.
Oh, thank you.
What kind of amps you got back there?
So that is, I'm a big Pantera fan, and that's like my replica Dimebag rig. I got his amplifiers that he used, the rack units, the cabinet, and all the whole nine yards.
Now, are y'all playing any festivals this year? Anything like that?
Oh, we got. There was one that we were on that just got canceled. It was supposed to be up in New York, like upstate New York. And with the economy and everything the way it is, all their sponsors kind of pulled, so that one got canceled. We have another one on the books. I think I want to say, is it June?
I think so.
It's out west of here near like Bedford. It's like they're doing like a Renaissance fair out there, and they want to have like an evening where there's a bunch of different bands playing. So they asked us to come and play that. This little old lady found us and really liked us. She was like, "I want you guys to come play my Renaissance fair." I was like, "All right, yeah, we're not going to say no."
Yeah,
right. I mean, that's a show, and I mean, I feel like that would be actually a cool little vibe, you know.
It could be
a little different from what you're used to, but it'll be cool.
Right. Yep. And the lady has like I wish I could remember her name to actually mention it, but it's been a few weeks since I've talked to her, but she's run Renaissance fairs in other parts of the country very successfully. So she wanted to bring one to central Pennsylvania. So I was like, yeah, we'll definitely. I think this is the first year of them doing it out in this location. It's on like freaking like 60 acres or something like that. Big setup. So we'll see how it goes. It's like a Friday night we'll be in there playing, and then the whole weekend is the Renaissance fair. So could be cool. Maybe we'll dress up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, hell, you're at a Renaissance festival. You might as well have fun with it, you know?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe you'll end up, you know, maybe the lady will gift you some cool gifts. Maybe you'll get like a cool little sword or something, you know?
I wouldn't say no to that.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, right. There's some cool shit. Because they have one of the biggest Renaissance festivals in the state of Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it is pretty awesome. Like, it's about an hour and a half from here, I guess. But I've been probably 7 times.
Oh, wow.
When I was a younger kid, and it was always a good time. I mean, especially if they have the turkey legs, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it's at.
Surprisingly, I've never been to a Renaissance fair.
I never did.
But where we live, probably about an hour and a half away, out towards like Lidditz, Lebanon area, there's the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, which is the biggest in the state. And it goes like, it's like most of the year that damn Renaissance Fair is going. You can go there anytime. So this will be cool. And if we like it out there, then maybe we'll make a more frequent appearance at our more local Renaissance Fair and see what it's all about.
Yes, sir. Hold on. Let's see. I have these questions somewhere. It's going to drive me nuts with my ADD and OCD. I'm going to be like, yo, where are you? Let's see. If not, I'll just do it this way. Okay, what were some early influences that shaped your sound?
Well, I can't speak for Kyle.
Yeah.
And I can't really speak for the rest of the band either, but for my own influences, like guitar playing, I used to be into like more of the early 2000s, like metalcore. Early Avenged Sevenfold, Bullet for My Valentine, Atreyu, shit like that. Back when you still had like the guitar heroes, you know?
Right.
But I mean, aside from that too, I was also like even still super into pop punk. Freaking love, Green Day, Blink-182, Yellow Card, Paramore, bands like that, especially
Right.
really drive, like, as far as me as a songwriter. Not that I do a whole lot of songwriting for this group, but that kind of influence was always big on me.
Right. That's a great answer. I like that. Let's see.
What about you?
For me, I grew up a little bit more. My dad was he was a child of the '70s, so I grew up on a lot of like Skinner, Aerosmith, Molly Hatchet, shit like that. I didn't
Great
really
bands.
just, yeah, I didn't really discover heavy metal until I was like 14 years old, and like System of a Down was the first one, and I fell in love with System of a Down.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then came Pantera, and then once I found Pantera, I was sold on metal. That was my shit.
I feel you.
But a little bit more like nowadays, I've been really digging a lot of like Landmark shit. Like their music is really good, and I've really been enjoying their music. I've been enjoying their tone, their sound, and everything. Yeah, as far as like a modern day, I would say Landmarks would be
Right.
I didn't even think about like modern. For me, modern influence is like A Day to Remember, big time.
For me, it would be Silverstein all day long. Hawthorne
go.
Heights, Under Oath. Who's another one? A band called Funeral for a Friend. They no longer exist, but they were back in the day. They were really, really good. I don't know what the hell happened to them. One of my friends in England was like, "Yo, something legal rights, I guess, happened," and they split.
Oh shit!
It sucks, but it happens.
Oh yeah.
Have y'all heard of the band Poet the Band?
Yes. I don't know that I've actually listened to anything, but I'm familiar with the name.
Right. So if you actually, I don't know how much y'all pay attention to Spotify, but if you type you guys' name in on Spotify, the first band that actually comes up, Similarity, is them.
Oh yeah.
And they were the first band that I actually brought onto the podcast, and it was kind of funny because I found them through Ghost Killers as well. And then I was like, I started listening to their stuff on Spotify, and then all of a sudden I typed their name in and I saw you guys under there, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, what are the odds that, two bands that I'm eventually going to interview are going to be on the same freaking, Similarity.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. I'm excited on March 15th. That'll probably be my biggest podcast. I have 3 bands in one day.
Nice.
I got Semantics from Brisbane, Australia. I got what are they called? Worthless from Scotland. From Scotland. And then I got All Sales not All Sales Ahead. What are they called? With Systems Ahead, I believe is what they're called. Or I'm sorry, All Systems Go. Sorry, I'm butchering their name. I apologize to them if they're watching this. I apologize. But yes, All Systems Go, and I believe they are from New Jersey. I might be wrong, but I know they're somewhere in the U.S., and I believe it is the northeastern part of the United States.
Right.
But they're all incredible bands. I got another one with a girl from Sydney, Australia, called Betty Viles, and she is fantastic. Like, I think you guys would really like her. But
check them all out.
Yeah. Do you have a certain band that if you could play alongside, you'd love to play? Either one of y'all.
Oh man.
Also, A Day to Remember for that.
I mean,
yeah, that would be cool.
A Day to Remember would probably be the best fit for.
We would fit.
That would be cool. That would be really cool. Did y'all see the last tour? I believe it was. They did all the animatronics they had in the background.
No, we went and seen them.
We just saw them on October 30th with August Burns Red.
Yeah.
And Stand Atlantic, was it?
Yeah, I think
Stand Atlantic. That was a sick show.
It was.
It was very, very down to basics. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of stage stuff going on. It was pyrotechnics and stuff. But that was about it.
I think y'all could be a good opener for Bullet for My Valentine as well.
Yeah, you think?
I mean, I wouldn't turn it down.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say no.
I feel like that'd be a cool one. It might not be exactly the same style, but I do feel like it would still fit.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
Would be a good response, I'm
Mm.
sure.
Right, right. I mean, like they're a very big band. Y'all are on your way up, so that would be really cool. I've seen them live before, and it was probably one of the best shows ever.
Yeah.
Like their band is just really cool. The guys in it are super nice. Like there was a kid that was sitting up front, and you could tell he was a paralyzed kid, and they just kept throwing drumsticks at him. They kept giving him picks. Like throughout every song, they were just throwing out drumsticks. And I went over and I was like, dude, you are awesome. And his dad looked at me and he was like, man, he was like, you've been pointing down here at them to throw him stuff. He's like, what do you want? Do you want like some drumsticks? Do you want some picks? I was like, shit, I'll take some drumsticks. I'll take a pick. I mean, I was like, that's cool. And I ended up, unfortunately, losing the drumsticks and the pick. I was like, damn. I mean, right? I was so upset about it, but it is what it is. Life goes on. Let's see. Okay, what's been your most memorable live performance and what made it so special?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the last one that really made me feel good. They all suck so bad. No, just kidding. No, I don't know if I could pinpoint like just one particular one, but occasionally, we'll get somewhere. I think a good one is in North Carolina. We went the whole
Hooligans,
Hooligans,
yeah,
which I've heard is like kind of on the rocks right now. Something's going on with that place.
Yeah, somebody else told me about that.
Yeah, I hope they stick around because that place was incredible.
Yeah, it was sick.
But we drove what the equivalent of like almost 12 hours to play this show with some friends of ours down there. And we thought, these people aren't going to care about us. They have never heard of us. We're from so far away. And the crowd was unbelievable. We had beach balls blown out that were kicking around into the crowd.
Yeah. It was great.
It was the energy was just crazy, and it made me feel good that we drove all that way and still had that kind of reception. So
right,
it was just great. That was one of the good ones. So around here, most of our shows are fun and cool. We know a lot of people, but when you go that far away and you still get that warm of a welcome, like that's incredible to me.
It is, yeah.
Now, have y'all ever played in Atlanta or no?
No.
No. That'd be sick.
That would be cool. But I will say we got a venue out here called the Masquerade. If you get to play, they have 4 stages. So they have Heaven, Hell, Purgatory, and Altar. And if you get to play Heaven, that's the coolest stage because it holds about 2,000 people. Nice. And the sound system is really good in that one. But if you're playing the lower tier, like my buddies Heat and Sun, they came in, I guess, last Tuesday it was, with Vantana. Shout out Vantana. And they came in, and, dude, it was such a shit show. It wasn't their fault. I love them. God bless them. It wasn't their fault. But whoever did the sound setup just fucked them over, dude. Like, they really did. Like, the second band that came on, you could just tell the lead singer was getting very frustrated because he was trying to sing and he was looking around and like nobody was vibing with him because they couldn't hear what he was saying, And we're like,
that's not.
And he came over to me at one point and he put the microphone to the side and he goes, "Can you fucking hear a word I'm saying?" And I was like, "No, not really." And he was like, "Yeah, this sucks." I was like, "Fuck it, let's just have some fun, man." I was like, everything else sounds good. The drums sound good. The guitar sounds good. I said, the only thing that sucks is the vocals. And he looked at me and he goes, "Well, that's the main part that we need to work." And I was like, "Not wrong." I was like, "You're not wrong." But, yeah. But it would be cool to see you guys in Atlanta for sure.
Yeah.
I say it different than everybody else. Like, if you're not from here, you'll obviously say Atlanta. But being a local, we don't add that extra TA, so it's Atlanta. That's how you know that when somebody, if they tell you they're from here, that's how you know it. Like the old heads will always say it that way. Like my mom's from here, so I've said it my whole life like that.
Mm-hmm.
And people will be like, "It's Atlanta, not Atlanta." And I'm like, "No, it's Atlanta."
It's Atlanta.
I've always pronounced it that. Yeah.
I think I've always said Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's just
let's see. What challenges have you faced as a band and how did you overcome them?
Well, just recently, we had to get a new drummer and bass player all within the same couple months.
Yep.
And that was really a setback to zero, pretty much. Like we
Right.
had all this momentum, and then it was like, okay, now we have two people that we need to train on all of this material, while also trying to steam ahead and come up with new material. And so yeah, it was just like basically back to basics. We went back to playing live shows without clicks for a while, without backing tracks. We're finally getting those back and integrated into our live show. So that's been the hardest right there. And then before that, I would say having to deal with COVID, because we were brand new whenever COVID rolled around. Like we were
Right.
writing songs, we were going to record, and then all of a sudden, one day I get a call from Louis, and he's like, "Hey, we can't do anything. Everything's shut down. We're not allowed." So we ended up in this like 6-month long purgatory of doing pretty much nothing. We would sneak over to the studio where we were recording our first EP, and we would sneak over there and like look around, like, is anybody around? We'd roll in and do guitar tracks and shit, and then roll out in secret, like we were doing the secret EP, which that EP is no longer available to the public, but it was something that we did. And yeah, so those two, like just recently and COVID, those were the two shittiest times that we weren't sure if we were gonna make it.
Trust me, man. COVID, unfortunately, took my sister from the world. And,
Sorry to hear that, man,
buddy.
And my brother got really sick as well. He spent 240 days in ICU before he got double lung transplant, and he was 2 rooms over from my sister. So it really fucked our family up.
Yeah,
and it's still taking a toll on me. Like, people are like, "You're not the same anymore." I was like, dude, I lost 2 sisters in the same year. My one sister died of a heart attack, and then my sister, like I said, COVID. Then my brother got COVID and almost died. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be the same Zach that y'all remember as a kid, man. I was like,
that's definitely understandable.
Right.
Sorry to hear about that, man.
It's all good, man. Life goes on. She was in charge of a church for the preschool. She was the lead preschool director for the kids. So I tell everybody that God, he needed somebody to take care of the angel babies, and I think she was the best fit for that.
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong looking at it like that.
Yeah, and that's how I like to put it in my mind, and it keeps me, at a level-headed pace where I'm not all up in my brain thinking, oh, why did she die of this? And, unfortunately, shit happens. You can't go back, and you can't relive in the past. If you live in the past, you'll never move forward.
Sure. Very true. Very true.
So you got to keep pushing. It's tough, but, life goes by. Let's see, what else questions? All right. How do you engage with your fans, and what role do they play in your music?
Well, that's tough. We try to talk to everyone, especially at shows. Like anybody that wants to come up and talk to us, we'll take pictures with people, we'll sign stuff, we'll talk to people. I wouldn't say, as far as our recorded sound and like how we write, that our fans have any integral part in that. You know what I mean? Louis, our singer, he's the bulk of the songwriting. He does. He'll come to practice and he'll have, this rough idea, guitars laid down and vocals, and then we have to kind of make it work with all of us. So there's no fan involvement in that per se, but as far as anybody that wants to talk to us, whether they reach out to us online and chat, we'll talk to anybody. We love.
I noticed that. Like y'all are very responsive through Facebook, and I appreciate that. That was very cool. Like, I had some bands that I reached out to, and they were just assholes. Like they straight up told me, they were like, "We watched your videos, and you only have 3 videos, and you're not doing anything." And I was like,
right.
I didn't even respond back. Like, I wanted to be like that asshole that was like, bro, weren't y'all a new band at one time? Like,
yeah, very much so.
That's right. That's the way we look at it, man. Like, we don't turn down opportunities to do things like this. We've made a point to not turn down to do stuff like this, even if the person has no videos. We're like, this is gonna be the first one. Like, fuck, we'll do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. Because you got to think later on, when somebody types in, Dinosaurs in Paris, for instance, when they type you up If they
Right.
type in an interview, it'll be the first one that comes up, and then people get to understand a little more about y'all. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
there's
pretty
no bad press as far as podcasts and things like that go.
No.
right.
We
Now,
got
you
another
know
one
who?
coming out, I think, like next month or something with the Central
good.
Pennsylvania Music Podcast,
Right.
and then we filmed that like 3 months ago. So like,
Now, what was I gonna say? Shit. Do you have like a favorite song that you enjoy playing? Either one of you that stands out a little more to you as guitar players. It's just like, yeah, this is a song I love to play live.
Oh man, I can name 2 right off the bat.
Okay.
My Mistake and What's Today.
yeah,
Those are our
Uh-huh.
2 newest ones that we released.
I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go with those two as well. My Mistake and What's Today.
They're
Yeah.
great.
Two latest ones that we have videos for.
I
They're
believe
just so fun.
it was what on that I seen on Ghost Killers. I want to say it was Hysteria.
We didn't
I don't-
drop
no,
Hysteria
not
on
Hysteria.
Ghost Killer. We did What's
We-
Today and My Mistake
yeah.
though. We did those
Yeah.
two.
That's what it was. It was my mistake. It was
Okay,
my
yeah.
my
Yeah,
bad.
that's the recent one with the grave scene and everything, and
Yeah.
walking
No,
through the
no
woods.
pun intended. My mistake though.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, those ones they're just super fun to play. They're high energy.
Mm-hmm.
And just I don't know. There's something about playing those songs, especially
Yeah.
What's Today. There's just a lot of more intricate work in that song, and it's just fun.
Starts off so slow and then it just
Yeah.
hits you out of nowhere. It's great. And then we take it back, we soften it up for one more time, just for a little bit, and then
Right.
just yeah, it's great. Those 2 were very. I feel personally, I feel those more so than the others, and
Mhm.
not that that we don't feel the other music or anything like
Right.
that. Those 2 really, yeah, like when the double kicks come in the second verse and What's Today.
Oh my god!
It gets me chills every time.
Yeah, I bet.
Play it. It's
The
great.
breakdown for that song.
Yeah, oh, dude,
So much
yes,
fun.
absolutely love it.
Now, what's probably the biggest crowd y'all ever played for? Do you know?
Oh, probably at this point.
Shit.
That's tough. A few years ago, we opened up for Texas in July,
Ooh, that's
and
a
This
good
is the
one.
Apocalypse,
Mhm.
and the room we were first, and so the room was still filling up.
Uh-huh.
But even with that room in particular being half empty, it was still more than we'd ever done before,
Right.
and more than we've played since. So playing big rooms is hard anymore because not as many people are booking big rooms for
Mhm.
these bands. They're realizing, oh hey, we can have Texas in July come in and we could try to book this like 5,000 cap room. It's like, why don't we just get a 2,000 cap room and make sure it's intimate? And I feel like
Right.
a lot of promoters are doing that now, that approach.
Uh-huh.
And that way it maybe looks better for them too. Like, oh man, this promoter filled this room. You know what I
You're
mean?
right. That's awesome. I like that. I need to get some merch from you guys somehow, some way. I don't know. I want one of those shirts so bad. I need to order me one or something.
Yeah, we used to have a lot more stuff up on our merch page, like our website. And then we just kind of started fresh and started over. There's right now, I think there's just the one that I put up recently, which was the Rugrats one. I think you messaged
Yeah,
him
that was
about.
the one I've been seeing.
Yeah, by all means, order one of those and
Yep.
let us know how it looks because we haven't seen one of those in person yet.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
I really liked the one that I sent back to y'all, the tie-dye blue.
Yeah, that was cool. That
was
goes
sweet.
with like the Rugrats vibe for sure.
Yes, and I grew up on Rugrats. Did you know do you know the conspiracy theory behind Rugrats?
Whether they're all actually dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Like
think
the
so.
only one that's actually real is Angelica, and that's why Angelica plays the little brat that she is, and she envisioned in the show the little twins. She didn't know that the mom was supposedly had a miscarriage, I believe, but she was supposed to have either a boy or a girl, and they didn't know what it was going to be. So Angelica just put it in her mind as, here's twins.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with Tommy, the reason that the father always makes the toys in the basement and Tommy doesn't ever play with them is because he's not real.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's when I first heard about that theory, I was like, man, that makes a lot of sense, and it's fucking sad as hell.
And it really is, and it's crazy that we didn't realize that as kids, and then as you're a grown adult, you're like, Damn, that's sad as fuck. You're like, why'd you have to do that and ruin my childhood? Like, it's sad, but it's still a great show regardless. I mean, I like the what was that movie actually? It was Rugrats in Paris. That was probably my favorite one.
Yeah, that's why we had to go with that design.
Yeah, and then they did the one with what was the other one? The Wild Thornberries. They did like the one with the Wild Thornberries.
Yeah.
Crossover, yeah.
I think I like the original, just the Rugrats movie was my favorite.
Yeah.
When Dill's first born.
On
Yeah,
the VHS.
Yeah, I went and saw that in the theater.
Yeah.
Saw that in the theater, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking great."
It was for sure. I mean, I think I went and seen that in theater as well. It's crazy. It seems like nobody goes to movies anymore.
Nah, I love going to the movies.
I do too. A good Sour Patch Kids and an icy, man. Can't beat that.
It's the spot every time.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Are there any upcoming projects or releases you can share with us?
Yeah, we have at any given time we typically have at least like 3 songs backed up already that are recorded and ready to go. At this point, I think that is what we have right now recorded. We have 3 different songs that most have been recorded for over a year, at least. I mean, or at least close to it. And it's just getting them out. Every release is a bundle of money to do.
Right.
Because if you're not making a music video or something for it, you're wasting your time these days. We could just throw them up on Spotify and call it a day, but is anybody going to hear them? Is anybody going to know about them? You got to promote these things. So, yeah, we have 3 different songs that we're sitting on right now that are already done and recorded. One of them's a cover that we were going to release this last year, but then another band went ahead and released it with the Disney album that came out.
Yeah.
So we were really pissed. So we're pushing that off, and we're going to hopefully get that out this year for the 30th anniversary of that film. I'm not going to say what it is, but you can guess now. A Disney movie that came out 30 years ago this year, so you can guess. And then we've been working on more material lately too. The last couple months, another 3 songs on top of that we'll be going to record soon. So there's a lot of material that we need to get out, and we need a good game plan to get it
right.
Because it's a lot. And having, bands are getting hit just as hard as anybody else with the economy these days. And, funds these days aren't easy to come by, and it costs a lot of money to put this shit out.
Yes,
so
sir.
That's our biggest thing, man. We need to be playing more shows, and we have less shows this year.
Yeah.
We typically play 40 to 60 shows a year. This year, right now, I don't have nearly that many booked. So we're working on filling that out, but that's what pays the bills right there. Is going
right. I mean, it's still early in the year, so
yeah, for sure. We'll be filling out a lot more, no doubt.
Yeah,
we're doing a couple.
Like I said, I'd love to see y'all here in Atlanta. That would be cool.
Yeah, we would love to come down there. I definitely want to do at least some point. If it doesn't happen this year, maybe next year, like a deep South circuit, like down into Georgia, definitely Florida. Go into where A Day to Remember kicks up their feet. Get down into like Louisiana, Alabama, stuff like that.
Right. I mean, I think North Carolina would be a wave for y'all too. I mean, they got some great venues.
Yep. Yeah, we loved North Carolina when we were there. It was awesome.
It is fun. Charlotte especially. Raleigh's cool, but I think Charlotte's got better venues than Raleigh does, in my opinion.
We were Hooligans was
Jacksonville,
yeah. Jacksonville.
Yep. I think it was my buddy's Heathen son, actually. They played down at Hooligans.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also a venue out in Gastonia, which is like north of Charlotte a little bit, northwest of Charlotte. It's close. It's going towards Asheville, I'll put it that way. So
okay.
It's pretty awesome. I forgot what the hell it's called, but there's a venue out there.
You have like a list of venues down that way? Feel free to send them our way, and we will.
I definitely will, and I can ask some other, bands that I know, hey, you got, venues that you want to send my way. And then I also got friends. I got multiple friends that do a lot of EDM music, if you know what that is, electronic dance music. So they get booked for different venues, and a lot of those venues, they also book bands too. So
right.
I can see what's up there. Like I got a buddy, he goes by Goomba, and he's originally from Las Vegas, and he grew up in the Las Vegas area, then moved to Cali, blew up in the Hollywood scene, and now he's doing this thing in Chicago, and he's really making a name for himself. It's really kind of cool because he'll mix like house music, he'll do a little trap, he'll do a little rhythm. He does a little everything. So he's the type of guy that can really go with any kind of artist he plays with because he can just fit their vibe so well.
Right.
And that's what I like about Vinny. And Vinny will be on here. I don't know when, but we're scheduling something. So
okay,
y'all, I'll definitely send you a link for that when he tunes in.
Absolutely,
he's a vibe. He's certainly a vibe. He's just a goofy dude that bounces all around the stage, and you're like, bro, you're the fucking Energizer Bunny, dude. But shout out Vinny. Vinny's the dude. Okay, what do y'all enjoy doing outside of music? I know you said you went to Lowe's, so I'm assuming you're about to build something.
We're currently working on my new studio space. We were going to do like refinish part of the basement to have like, because this year for Christmas my wife and I got my son that Thomas the Tank Engine like HO like train set and everything, so we're going to put that together. We were going to put it down there, and then so we just had our little girl like 4 months ago, and then we thought about it, like, do we really want like kids running up and down the steps all the time, playing with train sets? So we figured we're going to swap. That's what I want to say. Fucking swap.
Swiper, no swiping.
Oh shit, dude. But yeah, we were going to swap the rooms. I was going to bring the train table up here. So we're working on the my new studio space right now, currently downstairs.
This is the old studio.
Yes, this is the old. This is the old currently.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know, fun stuff other than the band. I pretty much just hang out with my wife and kids. That's pretty much what I do, and that's gaming out on PlayStation. Definitely here lately. I just got a PS5, so I've been nerding it out here like hardcore the past couple of days.
I feel it's bad to say this, but the way you're dressed gives me Fisher vibes. Like you love the fish.
No, this is straight poser. That's all this is. No, no, I got this because this just for winter and shit like that. I typically don't have the proper attire. I've always just been shorts. I used to do just shorts and fucking sweatshirts in the winter. I'm a complete idiot, but no, I don't really do much fishing. Do a little bit of hunting every now and then, but that's pretty much about it.
Yeah, they say Pennsylvania's got some really good hunting.
We do.
It used to be better.
Yep, it used to be.
I've had a shitty run of luck the last decade.
There's a lot currently where I live. We live on a farm, so we have a lot of farm deer that they're all over the place.
You said you hunt a lot, or no?
Yeah, I hunt at least deer every year. I used to hunt more stuff, but I at least do whitetail deer hunting every year.
Yeah.
Archery and rifle. But yeah, I'm not like super outdoorsman. I do love the outdoors and being out, but my hobbies outside of the band is definitely the main thing. It's taken over my life. Right. But I used to do woodworking. I still have all my tools and shit, and they're just collecting dust and rust because of the band. Damn band.
It's all our fucking fault.
It's all their faults. It's taking up all my time. I have a daughter. She's 10. Whenever I'm not hanging out with these guys, that's priority number one there, hanging out with her and getting her raised up right. And yeah, other than that, I'm a pretty boring guy. I really don't do much. I'm pretty antisocial privately.
Right. Now, do your kids listen to the band or no?
Oh yeah. My son did. Well, as a matter of fact, he come over today this morning, and we're playing. Which song was it?
This morning,
yeah,
Surface was on.
Surface. So we were playing the full length album, and he loves it. It's like almost every day he's asking me, "Can we listen to these songs?" And sometimes I'm like, "Dude, you don't understand. I play these songs all the fucking time."
Yeah, right. Like I'm playing.
Hearing this
Dad's
shit.
playing this all the time, buddy.
But like, no, we've played a place called Gear House. It's like an outdoor venue type thing. It's what would you consider like a little brewery almost.
Yeah.
And he's every time we've played there, he's always on stage. He's got his little guitar with us and everything like that. And, yeah.
That's kick ass. That's kick ass. I love that. That's a good vibe right there, you know. Especially when like there's some bands that I see out there, and that, of course they can't bring their kids because they just the environment that they're playing in is just not kid suitable. So it's cool. Like the other night when I went to Heat and Sun, there was a little girl. She probably was, I don't know, she looked maybe like 7 or 8, but she was just jumping up and down. She was the only kid in the venue, but she was jumping around more than half the adults in the venue. I was like, yo, y'all need to be on that vibe, like that little girl. And then one of the band members jumped off stage, and I guess he had some pizza backstage, and he came back and he gave the little girl a slice of pizza. And that lit that little girl's face up for the rest of the night. She was just standing there with the biggest smile on her face. And I was like, that's cool. And like I thought the guy from the band was gonna scare the hell out of her because he wore this creepy kind of mask. And I was like, oh God, he's gonna get up near this girl and she's gonna freak out. But no, she waved at him. She was like, I like your mask. And I was like, okay. She's not scared of him. Because back in those days, I used to be scared of mask and what was it? Not like clowns. I hate clowns. Still hate clowns.
Fuck yeah, I hate clowns too.
like we have one of the biggest haunted houses in Atlanta. It's called Netherworld Haunted House. It's ranked like number 2, I think, in the country. And we have it every year. And my friends try to get me to go. And I'm like, dude, I can't go. They're like, why? Stop being a pansy. Just come with us. I'm like, dude, I don't like being scared. And I know that when somebody jumps out, that I'm going to punch them. And then I'm going to get arrested. And then y'all are going to have to bail my ass out because, y'all wanted to bring me here.
I don't think kids are scared of masks anymore. I mean, we've had this conversation before where we talked about like when we were kids, like our parents did nothing but just love to fucking scare the living shit out of us.
Exactly.
And I don't think too many parents do that nowadays to their kids.
Scare the shit out of their kids anymore, and it's a problem. Kids need to be scared for their life, man. I remember one time my dad, it wasn't even Halloween time. My dad, he was like trying to teach us that you don't answer the door for strangers and shit.
Exactly.
And he was like, I was probably like 4 years old. My sister was like 6, maybe. He's like, I gotta run to the store real quick. He's like, you guys stay here. Don't answer the door. And we were like, okay. Because in the 90s, you could do that. You just leave your kids.
Exactly, you could.
So like he left, and then like 20 minutes later, there's like a knock at the door, and my sister's like, oh, I should open that. And I was like, no, he said not to answer the door for anyone. She goes and opens the damn door, and this guy with like big freaking dreadlocks and shit just walks in, and he's like, are your parents home? And we were like, no. And he's like, huh. He like skulks around a little bit, and then he just leaves. And I know it was my dad in a mask, but like, to this day, he still denies that it was him. 30 years later, he denies that it was him.
I was gonna say, have you ever asked Pops, like, yo, was that you?
Yeah, he still denies it to this day. So I mean, like, who knows? Back then, we all repressed memory. I could have been molested that night. I don't fucking know. I have no fucking clue. But I'm pretty sure it was my dad. Fingers crossed.
For me,
fingers crossed. Yeah.
For me, like I was a kid, I grew up on Barney, right? And my dad thought it would be the greatest idea to dress up as Barney. Dude, I shit a brick. Like literally, I went into the corner, and my parents both said that I shit my diaper because I was so scared. And like. So my dad at one point, he had to take the Barney mask off and be like, hey, bud, it's me. Like, I'm under here. And then I was like, wait, my dad's Barney? Like, I've been watching this show my whole life with you, and you were really this dude? Like, what?
They say never meet your heroes.
That's true, yeah. That's what they say, yeah.
And then like, after he got out of the costume, my brother decided that, my older brother, he's 11 years older than me, so he got in the costume, and he starts walking around. And he scared the shit out of me too. And then that was the end of the birthday party. Like all the kids were screaming and crying. Nobody was having a good time. Like I think the only time they said that anybody was having fun was once they started giving out the goodie bags and the cake. Like that was what set the tone for the day.
I'll say I'll say one thing with I did a. I guess I do a decently good job by messing with my little boy. I mess with him all the time. But last Halloween, I broke. Was it? Yeah, it was this past Halloween. I broke my pinky toe because I was I was cleaning the house, and we had these little rubber spiders and stuff. And I picked up the rubber spider to take it off, to dust and everything. And as soon as I picked it up, he started freaking out. So I thought it was funny. So I started chasing him. And I had it on videotape and everything. I was videotaping it, chasing him with this fucking spider. And I come running back through my studio and I cut the video just right at the time as my pinky toe hit the corner of the fucking wall. And I stubbed my toe and it just said snap and crack. And as soon as it hit, I stopped recording. And I kind of wish I had the video still recorded because it was just as soon as it hit, I was like, oh, motherfucker. God damn it, son of a bitch. Motherfucker. I broke my tail. My foot was all black and blue. My wife got home from work, and I told her, I was like, well, I broke my toe today. I scared the shit out of Cade with the rubber spider, and I showed her my foot. She's like, that's what you fucking get.
But sounds about right for a woman. She's going to tell you that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask y'all a couple more questions, and then we'll get out of here because we're almost at an hour, and you guys look like you're ready to get the hell out of that chair. So
we got some painting to do.
Yep, I got some painting next.
Yeah, too. What advice would you give to a new musician trying to make their mark?
Oh,
God, it's a whole nother climate these days.
Absolutely.
It sucks because I don't want to be the person to have to say it, but your social media presence is everything.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. These days, it doesn't matter if you're good or not.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking cares. It matters if you have a good social media presence. And
Exactly.
it sucks because, like, yeah, we'd love to just go out and make it on nothing but our talent, but that's not how it is these days. Record labels are looking not only at your Spotify numbers, but at your social media content, and that's becoming these days. That's one of your things. So if you're going into it wanting to make it, you better be on top of your game. I know we're not. That's why we're not further than we are.
That's very true.
Because we suck at it. But we're old. We're in our 30s.
Mm-hmm.
The kids these days, they have like an advantage. I always say if we would have started this band like right out of high school, I think we'd be far and above beyond what we are now. But we're in our early to mid 30s doing this, and it's like, fuck, man, I wish we'd have had this super group back then.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's the biggest advice I could give is not only be good and be a good person and treat other people with respect and work together in your local scene, but do your social media.
And see, that's the thing. That's the problem. Like you said, be good to the scene. The problem with Atlanta is everybody wants to shit on one another. Instead of helping one another, they get jealous because somebody's here and they're still here. Instead of trying to come together so they can both be here,
Right. I really don't think.
That's not how it works.
No, our local scene is so wholesome.
Very much so, yeah.
It's almost like a tight family.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't used to be that way. It used to be more like what you're describing down there. But this area has just put out so much good content, good music in the last decade. Right. And like this scene, when I was my first few bands, I was in high school or right out of high school, and it was such an immature scene. And everybody has grown together. Right. So like everybody knows everybody and everybody supports everybody. You get a few bad eggs here and there, but it's mostly super supportive and everybody's tight knit. We have our local music awards, the Central Pennsylvania Music Awards. And I think that's been great. It helps bring everybody together and make you feel connected. So it's definitely huge around here. The scene is better than it's ever been.
Right. Now, do you have, let's see, what was I going to ask? Like, is there a venue that you could play at that would, probably be one of the favorite venues that you would ever want to play at? like they say I think it might be in Pennsylvania, quote me if I'm wrong, but it's called Starland Ballroom. And they say that's a great one.
Yeah. I don't know if I've heard of that one, but it sounds like we need to add it to the list.
Yeah, Starland Ballroom.
There's a venue that I've always wanted to play. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it, but I think it's called Madison Square Garden?
Square Madden?
Square Madden.
Madison Square. Oh, Madison Square Garden.
We want to play Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, yes. No, that's a little Rush Hour thing. You ever watch Rush Hour?
Yeah.
Remember the
Of
outtakes
course.
for the second? Remember the outtakes for the second one where he was Jackie Chan's like he's trying to say, "I always dreamed to go to Madison Square Garden," but he couldn't say it.
Yeah.
I always dreamed to Square Madden.
Square Madison, yeah.
That
That shit was
Okay.
funny as hell. I'm glad that Netflix actually, I think it was Netflix, they put all 3 of them out.
Yeah,
They did, yes.
so good.
Love the Rush
So-
Hour. But no,
Yes.
I mean, a venue for me, honestly, I've always loved I always loved to play Nashville someplace. It doesn't matter to me if it's a little shitty bar in Nashville, I could at least say I played fucking Nashville.
Yeah.
No, but no,
right.
no, Nashville would be a pretty cool area, that type of stuff. Maybe Branson, Missouri,
It's hard to dream for us
It
right
is.
now. We're just happy
Yeah.
to be here.
Absolutely.
Right.
We're just happy to be even given a chance anywhere at this point. Venues are shutting down every day, and it kind of sucks. So, like, you get to love a certain place, and you're like, oh, well, it's gone forever now. So,
Exactly.
Draft's gonna be that
Like
one.
for me growing up, like I guess I was like 13, 14 years old. We used to have a place here in Atlanta called Swayze's. And Swayze's was a venue, that like mom and pops would just drop you off at, and it was all ages. There was no alcohol. There was no type of shit, going down. So mom and pops would feel safe about, dropping you off there and just letting you have a good time. And you'd be hanging out with a bunch of kids, around your age, like middle school, close to middle school, like 5th grade to like 8th grade. We were all hanging out. Some 9th to 10th graders, But
Yeah.
we were all hanging out, just chilling and having a good time. And like I saw Hawthorne Heights for the first time there. Who else did I see? I think Under Oath came through once. I got to see them. Just a bunch of good like bands that are now up there. And then there's some bands that just fell apart. But that venue just ended up, falling apart at the end. I think it started in 2000 and it went to about 2018. So it went for 18 years and then just disappeared. And I was like, shit. Like with Poet the band, it was funny. Like I was telling Aiden, the lead singer there, when he came on my podcast, I mentioned Swayze's and he was like, you know about that? I was like, dude, yeah, I'm from here. And he was like, bro, I came through there back in the day with like 2-3 bands. And I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. I probably seen you play and didn't even know it was you, dude.
Right.
But yes, sir. I think that's really all the questions. I might see if I got one last one and then we'll get out of here. And we'll let y'all get the building. Let's see. Okay, what do you wish you had known when you first started?
God, that's a good question. I guess I don't really have any regrets as far as this band goes. I don't know. That's a really tough one. I can't think of a single thing that I wish I would have known.
Right.
Everything's kind of tracked
Yeah.
as well as it could have for us, technically. So I do not have an answer to your question.
Do you have one?
I don't know because
That's the toughest question I think I've ever been asked.
Well, I'm glad I finally stumped somebody with that question.
Yeah, to me, like that question, like I said, it like connects with like your regrets,
Right.
and with this band, I have none. So
Well, that's a good thing. You don't have any regrets. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate your time today, and it was great meeting you both. And I look forward to seeing how far your career ends up going. And later down the road, I would love to get another interview going with the rest of the band and, talk to y'all about new projects and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good.
Yeah, it's hard to get the other guys. They're all assholes. We're like the two nice guys in the band.
Yeah, y'all are the cool ones.
Everybody else, they're like low lives. They're just the worst people imaginable. Nah, they're all right.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. No, we all pick on one another. So
Yeah, nobody criticizes us or is harsher to us than us.
100%.
Well, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming in today.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I hope y'all have a blessed day.
Yep, you too, buddy. Thank you.
too.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
You
All right, you
too.
too, buddy.
Take care.
Peace.
Peace.